I don't talk about myself very much because I don't particularly like to, but once in a while it helps people to understand the sincerity that I speak with, and also to understand the amount of education that I have to speak about what I speak about. In this lifetime, I came in as what's called an indigo child. I birthed in as an indigo child. As an indigo child, I had, and all indigo children have this, DNA strand template 6 was activated, not just the first 3. But most indigo children don't know that when they birth in. Usually they have to go through activation of strands 4 and 5 before strand 6 kicks in and they start to get their soul memory banks back. Because I had a little problem with what's called fetal integration, and when I realized what I was getting into, I tried to spiral back out so I didn't incarnate. I had to be thrown into my heart chakra. So that's literally how I integrated into the baby body's heart chakra, is where my soul integrated, instead of through the crown chakra. What that did was loosen the seal, or open the seal on the heart chakra, which activated strand 4, DNA strand 4, which we'll talk about, the DNA strand templates. What that did was allow prematurely the memory banks, the reincarnational memory banks, to be opened. So from the time that I came into the baby body, before it left my mother's womb, I remembered. I remember my entire fetal integration process. I remember who I was before I got into the body, and I remember trying to run like heck when I found out what I'd actually got myself into down here. And by the time I was born, I had pictures running, movies, like videos in my head of different lifetimes. And they just go on and on and on. When I was very small, I didn't know what the heck it meant. I figured everybody did that. I figured, everybody had those pictures. I knew that my mother was the person who had burned me on a cross in the light last time we met each other. I remembered that very clearly. And I was amazed because she didn't remember. And then I was kind of relieved after I got older. I was relieved that she didn't remember. I used to have vivid memories of drowning, which is how I left, one particular lifetime. I had movies running in my head before I could talk. By the time I was about, I think 18 months, my mother said I started talking. I was an early talker. Surprise. She said I used to terrify her because she'd, put the baby down for the night, and she'd go in and look at me to check on me, and I'd be laying there asleep with my eyes wide open, talking. And then I'd become aware of her without even shifting focus, and